So normally when I record these reactions, they're just 60-second videos that we upload as a YouTube short. And I did that for today's game against Buffalo, but we need to talk a little bit more extensively about what happened towards the end of the Buffalo game and just kind of try to understand everything as a whole. Let me just start out by saying that I still haven't fully processed the end of that game. I still have absolutely no idea how Miami won this game, man. It's just, from everything, it seemed like everything was either against them but going their way at the same time. It felt like any time that the offense made a play, Josh Allen and the Bills offense would make a play. Miami gets a crucial stop, 4th down on the goal line. It's their ball, and then we turn what I would say might be the first big mistake of Mike McDaniel, or at least something that I didn't necessarily agree with, which was attempting to throw the ball in a play action on 3rd and down. Like, I get it. That's some big cojones play right there, play call. And McDaniels has those 100%. We've seen that the previous 2 weeks leading up to this game. But then after that pass play, the very next play, we have the butt punt. And it will live in infamy. And what's great is that since Miami won the game, I can laugh about it. Now, I did say in the Slack chat that even in real time when it was happening, I was laughing at it because it was hilarious. It's hilarious to see the ball just bounce off the backside of who's supposed to be the blocker. And it's just it was just hilarious, man. I got no other words for that. And again, I can really laugh at it and enjoy that moment because Miami survived the butt punt. I need a t-shirt that says I survived the butt punt. And before we kind of go look at the box score and everything, just some initial thoughts about the game. It felt like Miami's defense couldn't make a play. It felt like one of those games where even when they had played it so close throughout the day, Josh Allen kept getting breaks. Off the top of my head, if I can remember everything correctly about the game, there was at least 5 times that a defender got their hands on the ball, could have made a play, could have made an interception, and it falls incomplete. There was especially one towards the end of the first half when Josh Allen fumbled the spike attempt, so he couldn't spike it, so he had to try and throw it to the sideline to, I think that was Stephon Diggs, and Xavier Howard, it went like right through his hands. If he's able to latch onto that, that's a pick 6 going the other way. And I was just confused sometimes about what the defense was doing. And again, I'm not an expert in the NFL by any means necessary. I just call things as I see it as I'm watching the game as a fan. But the amount of blitzing that Miami was doing, it was getting kind of insane. And Josh Allen in that offense, they were beating it. He didn't have to wait for Diggs and his other receivers to get open way down the field because he would just dump it off to Devin Singletary out of the backfield and he would run for 8 to 10, 12 yards or just make a big play. But when it came down to it, Josh Allen did have an opportunity to win this game. Despite everything that happened, that was it breaking the other way finally. It felt like, again, like I said, it felt like every other break was going Buffalo's way on when Buffalo's offenses way. I know Miami was able to get to the quarterback a few times, and they even forced Allen to fumble a few times, including one being scooped up by the defense deep in the red zone, in Buffalo's red zone, and it resulted in a Chase Edmonds touchdown, which, shout out Chase Edmonds, had a great game today. He didn't rush for a lot of yards, but I know he had 2 touchdowns. And I know they were looking at Josh Allen's hand at the end of the game. So I don't know if that errant throw at the end was just noodle arm weariness from it being late in the 4th quarter and you're in Miami compared to Buffalo. I have no idea what was happening there. But they were checking out his hand, and I think I even saw a tweet where someone said that he was going to get x-rays or something done on his hand. So he might have hurt his hand at some point in the game, and maybe that's what caused the errant throw at the end. But he had his intended receiver was open in the end zone, and it could have very well been a touchdown, and that might have more than likely might have sealed the deal. You never know. As for Miami, the numbers aren't eye-popping, and again, we'll, like I've said like 2 or 3 times now, we'll go look at the box score and we'll react to the box score there, kind of dissect it a little bit ourselves. But just off rip, Tua didn't have like a great game like stats wise, but he had a great game in a sense that he took care of the ball, threw an amazing, just a absolute missile of a strike to Craycraft for his one touchdown of the day today, but led solid drives. And I'm not gonna lie, I got really scared when I saw him wobbling. I thought, oh Lord, he's concussed, just like we all thought he was concussed. He was gonna be out, and it's a short turnaround for when they play Cincinnati. So it's like, oh great, he's gonna be out for the Cincinnati game. And it's like Miami's probably gonna start 2-2 because Bridgewater just was not the guy. I know it was only 3 plays, but there was a lot of people in the fandom that were calling for Bridgewater to start over Tua, or the argument was throw Tua out to the wayside. Let's start either Bridgewater or Skylar Thompson. That was legitimate arguments, and there were screaming matches happening because of it. So you guys are idiots. I'm so like, there's no other way to say it. The people that wanted Bridgewater to start over Tua, you guys are idiots. Tua is the guy. And on the final scoring drive where Edmonds ends up rushing for a second touchdown, eventually a little bit before that, Tua drops in a 50-yard bomb to Jalen Waddle. But just that slight little opening from the gravity that Tyreek Hill has, Waddle is able to get into a position. Tua throws it right to him and gets it down within the 5-yard line. So those are just my initial thoughts. Let's go take a quick look at the box score and we can kind of dissect everything there. Okay, so we're here, ESPN.com, looking at the stats for each team. I said it in my short, but shout out Josh Allen. He really did have a great day today. He's my pick for MVP. I mean, this beautiful man right here is looking pretty good too, though. But yeah, I mean, Josh Allen though is absolutely incredible. He is one of the best quarterbacks in the entire NFL, and he gave it his all today. But it just wasn't enough. Tyreek only had 33 yards, and again, Tua only threw the ball 18 times today, and it's the numbers don't make any sense. If you could not see this score right here, and you were just able to look down the line here, like look at this third down efficiency is incredible, by the way, which this really contributed to this. It feels like Miami's defense seemed to they just couldn't get a stop on third down. It was so many third downs, and then that fourth down stop was fantastic, but 18 times you forced a third down, and Buffalo converted 11 times compared to Miami's 8 times on third down and converting 3 times, 3 out of 8. So that was like a big thing today, is just that Miami's defense was doing a great job at putting Buffalo into third down situations. It was just Buffalo did a great job at converting, which again, kudos to the coaching and for the players in Buffalo for doing that. But like, look at this, total plays 90 to 38. That's more than double the amount of plays. Total yards, almost more than double the amount of yards. And see, like, there was just a one drive difference, which one of these drives ended, and they only had like 6 yards, I think, to get into the end zone on Chase Edmonds' first touchdown. And then a couple drives did stall out fairly quickly. But somehow, Miami was able to hang on. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. This was big today. The pass rush was huge. And it's the double-edged sword of blitzing, is that you get a lot of QB pressure, but Josh Allen is so good on his feet. He's so good at ad-libbing once he gets outside of the pocket. Miami's run game looked like it was there. It was doing well. Definitely stalled out more in the second half. But this was also key right here. Penalties Miami had a couple of penalties early on in the game, including a really dumb one by Xavier Howard, where it should have been a 3rd down, but instead he gets a unnecessary roughness call for some stuff going happen after the whistle blow between him and Stephon Diggs. So that gave them a first and goal, and they eventually scored a touchdown. They probably could have scored a touchdown. I mean, the odds were in their favor that they were going to do well on 3rd down there, but my goodness. And then just like the only thing in here that is significant that Buffalo lost was the turnover battle, but it was just 1-0. And granted, obviously that was major because that fumble recovery turns into a Miami touchdown and Miami ends up winning. But again, man, I just do not understand how Miami won this game. And then of course with the freaking the butt punt, dude, I thought it was over. After that. I was like, the game was out of reach. It was more than a field goal. They had to score a touchdown. You could bend but don't break on that situation. There's less pressure on the defense and more on the offense to get a touchdown than it is to get a field goal. And all of a sudden, thank God it goes out of bounds. It doesn't land in the arms of a Bills player. It rolls out of bounds. And it's a safety, but now it's a 2-point game, and all they have to do is get a field goal, and then that's a win. Someone's butt causes Buffalo to win. That would have been insane. That would have been such an insane way to lose the game. But anyway, I've talked too long about this game. This thing's gone a little bit longer than what I intended for it to be. I'm just in shock right now. But Tua is him. So, and if you're not on the Tua train yet, well, then I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you right now. Okay, I honestly don't know what to tell you. And Mike McDaniel can coach. He's made a lot of excellent calls, and he's had some good coaching. Today, a couple decisions, definitely the one to throw is one I didn't necessarily agree with on that one, but I appreciate everything that he is doing as a head coach. His schemes that he is drawing up on offense, they're working. And most importantly, out of all of this, despite everything that happened this game, Miami gets a win. They are 3-0, and they are the only undefeated team remaining in the AFC. Big test for Miami, quick turnaround, Thursday night football, prime time against the Cincinnati Bengals, who've been pretty up and down the first 3 weeks of the season. They got a nice win against the Jets today, but we'll see how everything goes. It'll definitely be interesting to see what Miami does with the pass rush. Are they going to continue with these heavy blitz packages since Cincinnati's offensive line, even though they went out and they spent some money to try and upgrade it, hasn't been very effective for Joe Burrow so far? But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching me rant about Miami Dolphins for a little bit. If you enjoyed my rant about the Dolphins and you want to stick around and hear me talk more about Miami, or any one of us talk about any other team or anything else that's going on in the wide world of sports, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed the video, like it when you're subscribing, and then hit the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a brand new video drops on the channel. This is Jackson Law from Vendetta Sports Media, signing off, and I will see you guys next time.